As many of you know, I'm a published author many times over. And this last year, one of my more favorite series that I write, Record of the Paladins, I was able to finally get into what's called the Self-Published Fantasy Blog Off, or the SPFBO as it's called on Twitter. This was the 10th year of the blog off. And I wanted to share my experience being an entrant in the blog off. And while my individual journey may not be unique, it might be very unique. Please not take anything away from this other than being informative. I enjoyed the exposure I received. I found it very interesting, and I think it would be neat to share my story to give you an idea of what may happen to you as an entrant. So first, this is a pretty big contest. Many bloggers will have a tiered level competition as they work their way down through their favorite fantasy books they're tasked reviewing. You'll have like a parent blogger, and he or she has a team of sub-bloggers that work together through their required list of books. I'm not going to call it any names or anything, not for any negative or positive reason, but I just want to share my story. So I was able to get my book, Record of the Paladins, the first book in my fantasy series, entered. What made year 10 sort of unique is in prior years they had a filter process that people go through and make selections. This year they had a coin flip. You entered your book, you provided your details, and they flip a coin. One option you entered, other option not. Once it hit, I think it was 300 books, then you are in the contest. And you're assigned a blogging group. The sub-bloggers will give 4 or 5 books. And normally, these books, the advantage to the author is that you'll get a review, if nothing else, from a blogger. Hopefully you get one on Amazon. Hopefully ideally you get a video from that blogger because they are a blogger. So you get a video review of your book, maybe short form, maybe long form. Additional benefits that included was people who were fascinated and follow this contest would have you on for small interviews or maybe write a poem. It's fun stuff. I was asked to read on one stream a couple chapters, so there's definitely some plus sides to it for sure. What made my journey sort of interesting was the person chose to read my book. He reached out, said he enjoyed it. He asked if it was being made into a comic. I said, yeah, I have a comic version I'm working on if you're interested in that. He said, I can visualize it being a very effective comic. It's like, kind of cool. All right, why not? I thought people say it'd be a good movie. So everybody has their own take on how to disseminate this work into other works, which is fine. He left a review on Amazon, so I appreciate that. He said he liked the book. And really, that was kind of the end of it. I didn't get a video review from him. That would have been nice, but again, no expectations there. He is a blogger, so I thought he might do one, but never did. So obviously I didn't make it past the first round, which is fine. It was an honor just to be in the contest. Where things got interesting is I followed the individual assigned to me, and the individual was talking about characters that are purely good in one of his Twitter tweets about iconic or characters that are paragons is a word that many use. They're just all good all the time. And I on that Twitter chat, I chimed in Roland. I mentioned Roland and talked about Roland in his chat. Roland being, if you've read the book, either book number 1 or book number 2, you know Roland is a pure paragon, an absolute good, a lawful good if you use the D&D terms. And what surprised me was he replied saying, "Who's Roland?" And this was an individual who read my book. So it took me a minute. That really surprised me. I probably took it harder than I should have. I was like, man, this person read and reviewed my book for a major contest and forgot a major character in the book. Oliver in the lead, and I think Roland and Melissa share a secondary lead with Oliver in this book. So it really shook me. So the contest is wrapped up. They've kind of found their top people. And I like the contest still. I hope to enter again in the future for future fantasy books I'm writing. I like the exposure these authors get. I'm able to find it. I just found my journey very interesting, very unique, and I wanted to share with y'all my journey. So if you go to enter it, don't expect go in expecting all sorts of praise and accolades. You may just be like me, where you get a quick review, a quick interview, a little bit of exposure, and you're quickly forgotten by your reviewer. So with that being said, I do want to push myself out there. I've got my books and audiobooks. So please check out my books, follow along. Even though I was coin tossed into a contest and did not win the contest, the reviewer did say he still liked it. So again, that's just my quick little synopsis of what happened when the recent SPF BOX for 10. And I want to add that there are many authors I know that tried to enter but were not able to, that have fantastic fantasy books. So don't let this be the only way you get your reviews for fantasy. There's plenty more out there. A very enjoyable, a very powerful piece of publicity they're pushing out there. I like it. I want more of these. Keep going. I have no hard feelings. I just wanted to share my experience and just, what happened to me as entering the contest, to give you future authors or current authors an idea of what to maybe expect. And your journey may be very different. But keep writing, keep producing, and keep dreaming.